Good morning, everyone. We are here for the 10 a.m. webinar, and please let us know if you're here. Please write a comment to say hello to us. So I'm Emily, and I'm from the UK originally. I moved to Milan. I'm in Milan at the moment about 9 months ago, so I'm still quite new to Italy. And today I'm here with my colleague.
Hello, my name is Seth. I'm also one of the teachers at Milano Meravigli with Emily. I'm from the United States, and I've been here now, almost four years. So, yeah, looking forward to talking with you guys. Thank you already. 11 people. We're doing well.
Wow, this is a peak time for you.
It is nice. Yeah.
And hello, Ivana. Hello, Benedetta. It's nice to hear us. Please tell us where you are at the moment, so we can hear where everyone is coming from today.
And I'll be sharing. I'm on comment sharing mode, so as you tell us stuff, we'll share it with the group so everyone can see each other.
Yeah, a strange way to make distance friends.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of you probably recognize each other at this point.
It's true.
Okay.
Cinzia from Bologna. Hello.
Okay, so keep those comments coming as we talk about the topic. We have Veronica also from Greve.
Nice.
Great. Okay, from lots of different places today then. So we are talking about performance today. Please tell us, do you ever perform? Do you like performances? I know for myself, I have had some performance experience, not so much as you, Seth. I know you perform.
Yeah, no, I used to be well, first Ivana has said she didn't get where we're from, and I'm from the United States.
And I'm from the UK, from the middle
Yeah.
of England.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, but with performing, I've done a lot of performing. At university, I studied music, and my main instrument was the pipe organ. So the pipe organ is the big instrument in churches. So I made the music at churches for several years, and then and I also was a professional ballet dancer. Veronica, with your comment in the not contest, but context.
Yeah, with the X there.
Ooh, and I spelled it wrong. Don't look at my comment. Don't look at my comment. There
This
we
is
go.
the danger of typing.
Yeah, the context. But no, so I have a lot of performing experience, and some might even say that as teachers, we're performers in a certain way as well.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. I mean, my performance experience is slightly different. I write poetry sometimes, so I've performed at some poetry nights, that kind of thing. And at university, I did some drama, but I wasn't very good. So some good performances, some not so good performances in my life.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So we'll keep talking about our experiences as we move on. But in general, we'll talk about describing performances, some phrasal verbs that are related to performance, and some other vocabulary. We know everyone loves phrasal verbs, so it's
Yeah.
keeping up that addiction to phrasal verbs, and also giving a constructive critique.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be worth talking about what that means. So what's the difference between a constructive critique and a critique in general? Please let us know if you have any ideas.
Yeah. When you're ready, I can give my idea when you think it's time. Let me know.
Yeah, maybe we'll probably get some comments, but do you want to give your idea?
Yeah,
Lisa?
well, because a critique in general is like feedback or comments about something. So even at work, anytime we do some sort of work, there's the possibility for our boss or other colleagues to offer us a critique. Ivana wrote, positive critique can be constructive. And that's, I would say, the difference, really, or the more specific idea of constructive critique is that it's positive and it's meant to help you. Even, well, as teachers, again, like you, Emily, and I, we're always, every time you guys talk and you make a little mistake, we want to help you, but we don't want to be mean, of course. We don't say, you're stupid. Why do you do that? So we help you, so in a positive way. So it's a constructive critique.
Yeah, you can also say constructive criticism as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think I say that more often than critique.
Yeah. I'll like that one. Here we go. Make sure I spell it the right way. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Constructive criticism is a common expression we hear also. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So we also have Michaela, a real critique, even if not positive. I think we both clicked on it. Can be constructive. Yeah, it's maybe
It's true.
something that gives you something to build on, something to work on. So, for everyone watching, can you comment telling us as many types of performance as you can think of? What are some types of performance?
Webinars.
Yeah, we are all YouTubers now.
I never would have thought.
No, I think that wasn't on my life plan, but there we go. And maybe some of you watching are YouTubers. Maybe you post videos also.
Yeah, having a blog or something. Yeah.
Mm.
Video. Oh, don't we say a vlog, a video blog?
Vlog, yes. I mean, I don't think it's as common as it was a few years ago.
Yeah,
but it
gone
still
away.
exists. Yeah, it's like all these websites that have their moment and go, like
Right.
Tumblr kind of website.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some things. So a theater performance. Yeah. Show is also just a really general, just a general word for any type of performance. We can say a show. It's quite general. A gig. A gig is, how would you describe, Emily, specifically a gig?
For popular music, probably.
Usually, I would say, yeah.
Rock band, a performance, a live performance by a music group.
Especially, yeah, I think we definitely think a gig being a music performance. And yeah, I would say like the ballet at La Scala, I don't think you'd use gig. It's the quality and it's a bit too, not quality, but just it's too big. It's too formal, impressive.
I think for me, a gig is a type of concert. Concert is the general word, and a gig is a type of that.
Concerts, yeah. You guys have lots of things here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, lots of different things. Thank you, you guys. Wow.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's a nice one, a flash mob. Also, I want to do one. They look very fun.
Yeah, I mean, you dance as well, don't you, Seth? Nice. I know sometimes at school, if we're very lucky, we see you dancing.
I also dance at school. Yeah. No, I'm taking ballet lessons now. We have a student at our school um, who was a dancer with La Scala, and I have begun dancing at the school where she teaches. Unfortunately, now lessons are
Mm,
suspended, like
of course.
everything. But yeah, yeah, I liked, and hopefully in June there should be a performance. So
Wow, amazing.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, we'll see if it happens. Yeah. Okay. And what's your favorite kind of performance, Seth, or anyone in the comments as well?
For me, I really I like concerts a lot, but in particular, I like um, because of what I studied and because of my musical preferences, I really like classical concerts. So the orchestra, the ballet,
Mm,
opera. I really especially enjoy what we would call like a chamber recital or chamber music. And in my country, it's difficult in the United States because we don't have such a culture of classical music. But in Europe, obviously, all of this music was created here. So in Milan, there are lots of really small theaters that maybe seat 50 or 100 people. So the rooms are really, the theater is very small and often very
mm,
pretty. And the concert is maybe just like a quartet, so 4 or 5 people, and it just feels very intimate. And it's nice to be in these small theaters listening to, because you're very close to the performers, and it feels really, it's a very intimate concert,
mm.
and I enjoy these especially.
That's nice. We have some people agreeing with you. We have Michaela and Cinzia agreeing with you.
Hmm.
Concerts, opera. Um, I think I agree with Veronica. I think acting in
Nice.
theatre. So a performance in a theatre you can also call a play
Hmm.
if it's dramatic. You can also, of course, see ballets or comedy in theatres, but plays are the dramatic ones.
Hmm. I like theater quite a lot too. Yeah, I do also. Anything live is just so different.
Yeah, there's a real feeling of interaction, engagement with the performers, I think,
Hmm. Hmm.
which you also get with street musicians. Street musicians is a great one. Thank you,
Yeah.
Francesca. Yeah, or anyone doing performances on the street. The name of that job, you can say street musician. You can also say a busker. So a busker is someone who performs on the street for money.
I don't know that word. That's a
No,
British word.
it's a British word.
Yeah.
Okay, better.
That's not an
It's a good word
American
there.
word. I like
Okay,
that
sorry.
though.
Yeah, so to busk is to perform on the street for money.
Ah,
Yeah, and often play music,
nice.
which I will write for you.
A busker.
There you go.
It
To
doesn't
busk.
even, oh, with a K. It doesn't even
Yes, yes.
sound right when I say it. To busk. Perform, play music on the street. Nice.
Yeah. So, of course, you can have street musicians who don't ask for money, but they overlap quite a lot there. I also want to talk about Ivana's comment here. So, the museums or galleries to see art performances. Um, what do you think about this, Seth? Do you think that art artwork or museums is like a performance?
Um, well, I'm wondering because like the way that Ivana has written this to see art performance, um, if because there is ah, I don't know if genre is the right word to use, but there is the type of art that in English we call performance art, um, which who is the woman, Ivana, or not? It's not Ivana. So I'm reading Ivana. Um, Abramovich, the woman from,
Oh, yeah.
so people who are doing something as
Mm.
art. But
Yeah,
okay, so Ivana says
lots of
exactly. Yeah, so
fantasy in
we say performance art is that doing something as well, usually it's has not always, but maybe something political. There's some sort of message. Um, but art in like art like a painting hanging on a wall, I wouldn't necessarily call a performance. I would probably wouldn't you use maybe like an exhibition or well, an art
Yes.
show. We might use the word show again for an art show, but I wouldn't call it a performance. But then again, it depends on what's happening within the space that might
Mhm.
turn. I remember being once at an art gallery where there was a special exhibition of medieval art from a
Mm.
particular period, and they were trying to connect the art with the painted art, the created, like the painted and drawings,
Mm.
drawn art with music from that period, and they had choirs singing music in this big hall. So it was and that so then that became a performance because you had to go there at a particular time. It was a cool experience because listening to the sound of music from that period connected with art from that period, you recognize like, wow, these things go together. It helped.
Mm.
The art became more alive, to get two forms of art from the same period. It really
Wow.
did. And we were also in a gallery that was um, like Gothic, so it had high
Mhm.
arches, and it was really quite. It was really
That's
interesting.
perfect.
So in that
Yeah.
case, I would say it was performance.
Yeah, I think for me that's what makes performance. It's a live experience that you can't repeat. It's not replaceable in
Right.
any way. Whereas maybe the artwork is always in the museum,
Hmm.
even if it's an exhibition. Then it doesn't change during that time period.
Right.
But I'm sure that you are allowed to disagree with me on that. So.
Next,
Uh,
sorry, I'm pouring some water for myself.
yeah.
So,
So we'll maybe move on to number three now. So please write comments for us. Tell us, have you ever performed? And what performance did you do? If so,
excuse me.
so Seth and I have already mentioned both of us have performed a bit in the past. Or,
Yeah,
so more than me.
I've danced a lot, a whole lot.
Take off the red shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
What's your
trying to.
favorite type of performance to do? Do you prefer dancing or music?
Um, within my life as a performer, most they're all very different, but when I was dancing, this gets into deeper things of my life, but I stopped dancing when I was like 21 or 22, and I was still very immature as a person even, and as an artist. And I think that after I left ballet and began studying music, music at university, and then performing, I performed a lot as a musician. I think that as an artist, I kind of found myself more in music than in dancing in terms of feeling like I was creating or something. With ballet, I always remained a student. I didn't cross into letting go of my technique
Mm.
to experiment and try new things. But with music, I feel very comfortable, um, to try things, and I feel like I know enough about music that I can do that. So, but they're both very different. I mean, but even
Mm.
in music, with the pipe organ in particular, is similar to dancing because your whole body is moving. You're using your feet, you're using your hands. So,
Yeah, great. We have some comments now.
yeah.
So we have Christina who hasn't performed before. Maybe in the future, Christina, if you are interested. Um, we have we have Veronica. So Veronica says, "Yeah, I performing. So remember to be in the present simple, in the present continuous. So I am performing." So
Mhm.
this period, I play in the theatre with a little crew. And Shadows of Portsmouth. That sounds really interesting. What is Shadows of Portsmouth about? Tell us what it's about. So I haven't heard of that before.
No, me neither.
Yeah, that
Nice.
sounds
So
really,
Veronica does some acting. Very
yeah.
nice.
We have Francesco also does some acting, which is great. We have some experts here.
Yeah, we have a lot of performers here today.
Michaela used to play the piano, which is great.
Hmm.
I think a lot of people used to play a musical instrument. I
Yeah.
think. So I used to play the cornet, which is a brass
Ah,
instrument, like similar to the trumpet, um, but I still have it at home, but I don't really play anymore.
yeah.
And
I would with
Ivan,
Ivana also. Yeah, I would agree that there's an aspect of performance even to give, just like there's an aspect right now for us as teachers of,
mhm.
of acting, of no, definitely, because you need to be interesting for your tour group.
Yeah, you use maybe a persona, you use part of your personality, but something that's also a bit of a character
Yeah.
when you do the tour guide. But yeah, I think that's a really good point there, Ivana.
Mhm. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
And number four, we have, were you nervous? Or did you enjoy it when you performed or when you perform now? I know I am often nervous before a bit, but then the moment the performance starts, I'm okay, generally
Mhm.
speaking.
Mhm.
And what do you think, Seth?
I agree that when my experience performing, if I didn't feel nervous before,
Hmm.
that usually for me was a problem because it meant that I either wasn't thinking seriously about what I was going to do. Um, the idea of being too comfortable.
Yeah,
um,
complacent maybe.
yeah, even but I had a job where when I was a musician in a church where I played mass, I played the church service every day, and
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, it was my job to do it every day, but still every day, of course, I wasn't very nervous because it was something, it was my regular job, but I did always, I was just always very alert. I felt prepared, I felt ready. And I recognized it on the days where I was just like, "Whoa, I don't want to do this." Usually I didn't play as well, and
Hmm.
that was my job to do that. So
Yeah, I think the adrenaline
mhm.
helps. Yeah. So we have some comments. So yeah, Veronica has a good point here. You can feel both at the same time.
Yeah,
So
for
just
sure. Whoops. There it is.
remember the preposition there. So both at the same
At.
time, at and not in the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ivana is maybe more confident than us in some ways. Ivana was not at all nervous, so it depends on the audience there.
Mhm.
So just remember,
Sorry.
click at the same time. I will
Yes.
let you do the clicking.
Okay.
So it depends on the
There we
audience.
go. It depends on the audience. Always depends on, yeah.
Mhm.
Always,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And to continue, so thank you for all your comments, guys. This is great. Francesco, sometimes I'm nervous before, during the drama or during the performance, during the play. I feel relaxed and excited. I think that's similar to what we were saying.
Mhm.
Maybe you use that nervous energy to help feel confident when you
Yeah.
perform, which is great point.
Mhm.
Uh, Okay, so we have Malma Creations. I have been painting portraits live. Wow, that's amazing. So, yeah, there is a lot of pressure there. I imagine
Yeah,
if you have
goodness.
to produce art on demand. Just remember with the plural, no a. So I have been painting portraits live, or just present simple. Maybe there I paint portraits live, depending on what time period you're talking about there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
There's
And
one
finally,
more. What's this last one? Yeah, Michaela.
yeah, Michaela, we have performances were at school, okay, and audience was composed of parents. So again, the preposition there, composed of parents. There's someone I know in the audience, I
You
think.
know, my mom has started talking about, my mother, of course, is in the United States, and I told her recently that that we're doing these webinars, and she said, "I'm going to go watch," and I was like, "Mom, please don't. I'm doing my job, and
Yeah.
my mom obviously doesn't need to watch them, but I said, Mom, please, I don't want to have to wonder if you're watching me every time."
Oh, I don't think it's occurred to my mum that that's a possibility, else she probably would. But, and then give me criticism afterwards. Yeah. Okay. So thank you all for the comments. I think we have one more. You have Mauro here. I didn't used to perform anything. Okay, maybe we have an opportunity now in the future. What would you like to perform, Mauro? Tell us.
Yeah. That would be nice. Yeah. What would you
Mm,
like to do?
yeah. Is there anything you would like to do, Seth, that you haven't before?
This is a little bit different. I've shared with you already, Emily, that lately I've been writing music,
Mm,
and that would be fun actually maybe not to, well, to perform my own music, but I would just love to hear my music.
mm,
Because now it's just on paper, so I only hear it in my mind, or the part that I can play on the piano, but
mm.
um, to perform some of my own music would be fun. I'd
Yeah.
also like to go back to playing at church because I enjoy
Mm.
that, but no opportunities just yet.
Yeah, I think I would like to start poetry nights again, but
Hmm.
again, not really an opportunity at the moment. Mauro has got back to us. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
So, oh wow, Mauro would like to sing in front of an audience. Wow, okay. Because you're not too shy.
You're not too shy.
I think you can't be too shy if you want to sing in front of an audience.
Whew, yeah.
But yeah. That reminds me, I used to be in my school choir. I used to sing with lots of
Yeah, me
people at
too.
school. Yeah.
That's
So
a fun thing to do. It's fun to
just
sing
give
in a
you
choir.
the spelling of choir there because it's quite unusual. Yeah, maybe some other people have. Right, I think we will move on now. But
Hmm.
if you have any final comments, please let us know. So we'll move on to some vocabulary now.
Ooh, vocab.
Yay! So if you can match them, please do in the comments. I will just read the vocab on the left for the pronunciation. So we have outshine, rising star, stage fright, talent, expectation, and disappointment.
Mhm.
So it'd be a wide range of feelings there.
Yeah.
And
Maybe I'll read while people maybe are talking, I can read the definitions.
yeah, great.
Okay, so the definitions are: nervous before an audience, to perform better than someone, a person who is quickly becoming successful, belief that something will happen, not fulfilling one's hopes, and natural skill. Yeah, so if you know some of these, you guys, if you want to write write the word and the definition, and we'll start connecting them up. But feel free to go ahead of us. See what you know.
Yes. Okay. So if I'll take the first one, outshine, we have to perform better than someone. Also, hello, Veronica. Yeah. So to shine is to do well, to perform well, and to outshine, to do better. And a good thing to know is that you can add out at the beginning of any verb, really, and to say you do it better than someone else. So,
Mhm.
for example, you can outrun someone, you can run faster than them, or outperform
Yeah.
generally. So, even if that's not in the dictionary, you can always do that just to widen your vocabulary there.
Yeah, I see that I think we've got most of them, so we can use your answers now. Thank you for not making us do the activity.
Appreciate
um,
it.
if you tell me when you want to move on, I will share the comments. I think we have the
Yes,
next one
let's
here.
do the
So the
next one.
rising, a little typo, but I know it's a typo. The rising, not the rising stare, but the rising star. That's a typo. That's a good typo. I like that typo.
It
Uh,
sounds like a title.
but a rising star is not natural skill. The star, you know, the star. So the rising star, if you think about it like superstar, so the superstar is the person who's famous. So the rising star has to do with the person becoming famous. I don't, are there any people right now who like actors? I'm not usually very good um at
Um,
that, but people who are becoming famous, I don't
maybe,
know.
maybe the actor in 1917. I know that was very popular.
Mhm.
George Mackay.
So
Um,
people who are becoming famous. Yeah.
maybe after they've had one or two big performances and they're becoming more popular.
Let's look at, there's a question here from Veronica. After this week's quarantine period, can I say that I'll outshine myself? I don't I don't quite know. I don't think so because I'm not. Do you have an idea there, Emily? Of
So outshine is there's often something about competition, I think,
yeah.
with outshine. Is it saying it's normally with someone else? So, for example, if you and a colleague have the same amount of work,
Mhm,
but you finish it in half the time, a lot faster than them, in that way you outshine your colleague,
mhm.
maybe. So it is normally competitive.
If you think of it in a the context of performance, probably you've been before to a performance where one person just, you always find yourself looking at the other person, that person is outshining the others.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. So what's the next stage fright? We have some people. A few of you guys have connected this one for us. Yes. Do you suffer from stage fright, Emily?
Um, I would say mild stage fright. It doesn't stop me doing anything,
Me
but
too.
a
Yeah.
bit, a bit, enough to have the adrenaline there.
Yeah. Same for me.
Yeah, so
Oh,
so that I was just going to say the verbs we use with it are either suffer from, as Seth just said, or have. So you have stage fright or you suffer from stage fright.
mhm.
I think, or get maybe also get stage
You
fright.
could get stage fright, yeah, but I don't think I get it anymore. I have a little bit of nervousness, but it's like a healthy nerves for performance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm just trying to think if because this is a noun. I don't think there's a related adjective. I think we just use it as
Yeah.
a there
We would
isn't.
probably just use nervous or anxious.
Yeah.
but stage fright particularly for performing.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, we also have the next one. Some of you have said that. Thank you. So, talent is absolutely natural skill. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We often talk about talent shows where people demonstrate what natural skill they have in
Mm-hmm.
singing or with other activities. Do
Yeah.
you like talent shows?
In my mind, there are two types of talent shows. There are talent
Okay.
shows like the ones on TV where the people are good, so they're fun to watch, like the singing shows, or like America's Got Talent or whatever, and those can be interesting. However, like when I think of talent shows, like when I was in high school, where it was the qual, then no, I don't. I think they're boring. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's me just being picky and being a little over critical. But
Sure, yeah. Yeah, I always prefer the ones that have work going into the act as well as natural skill. 'Cause, I
yeah,
think it's important to work on your talent.
yeah. Oh, I see some. I'm looking ahead at the comments, and there's a really
Yeah,
nice for the next one. I'm going to jump ahead just because I think it's
yeah,
great.
let's do it.
So this expectation, someone has said what the expectation correctly. I'm trying to look for it. Can you make the connection for expectation, Emily? So
Yeah.
expectation is belief that something will happen. But then we had this really nice question from Ivana, why belief and not believe?
Mm.
And think for a moment, all of you guys, because probably you can figure this out. Believe is the verb. So if we have written here to believe that something will happen, then grammatically that is correct. To believe that something will happen. But belief is the noun. So belief in yourself, it's the noun of believing in yourself. So it's a nice question. So it's the same word except in different forms, the verb or the noun. Nice question, Ivana. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you, Ivana. Yeah. Okay, we have some comments about talent shows. Some of you like X Factor, The Voice.
Mhm.
So I think we also have the final match, which is quite obvious at this point.
Mhm.
Disappointment, not fulfilling one's hopes. And we don't use the noun so often, really. We tend to say, I'm disappointed, or a
Mhm.
situation is disappointing. So we
Yeah.
usually use one of the related adjectives rather than the noun there.
And in relation to a performance like today, we would probably use this, especially if there's a concert that you are very excited about,
Mm-hmm.
and you're looking forward, and you go, so your expectation is high. You think you're going to see someone you really like, and you think it's going to be a great concert, so your expectation is high, and then maybe the concert is not good. And probably to your friends you would say later, because your friends are going to say, oh my gosh, how was the concert? You were so excited. You go, it was a bit disappointing. I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hopefully, most performances are not too disappointing.
Hopefully.
But I think, as Seth says, it depends on the expectation at the beginning.
Mhm.
So maybe it's better to have the low expectations.
A low expectation.
Okay, so we have maybe 10 minutes or so, so we could talk more about critiques. And this is about like the form of the critique, how you
Mhm.
should construct it. Please let us know in the comments what you think. How do you form a critique? How do you make criticism?
Yes.
So
I'm thinking too.
yeah. So one phrase that we sometimes use for criticism is saying you can give a praise sandwich. Have you heard this one, Seth? I always like
I
this.
have before, yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, a praise sandwich. So this goes back a bit to the idea of constructive criticism, where we maybe, especially if we have something, if the criticism is particularly maybe difficult to hear, I think teachers are excellent at giving praise sandwiches. So you begin, because the sandwich has bread and then the inside and then bread. So the praise sandwich is the same. So first, your bread is the praise. So you begin with something very nice. Then you give the critique. Maybe that's the negative part. And then you end again with something something nice, So everyone, you're trying so hard. However, this didn't go so well, but great job. You have a sandwich.
And sometimes that the sandwich can be more obvious than other times, maybe depending on how good something is. Yes, as Veronica says, maybe start with positive things. Yeah,
Exactly.
we have some nice comments about this. So yeah, also Veronica says we can give context. You're right. Maybe you can think about the situation of the performance, as well as whether it went good or bad. Say why it went well or not. Okay. Francesco has an example script, so I think you have to be more. Maybe have to is quite strong there. If I show the comment, so I think you have to be more. Have to is quite strong, so we probably use a softer modal verb. Maybe I think you could be more. Maybe even I think you should be more. But have to is probably a bit too strong there.
Yeah, maybe your teacher or your the people paying you might say you have to do better, but your coach would say this to you. But in a critique, because if in a critique, like if you were reading the newspaper and the person writing the critique in a newspaper said the performer has to give more, that would be very negative. That would be a very negative review of your performance. So
yeah, there's a kind of urgency there. Maybe the performance is coming soon, and so you don't have the patience for very polite critique. You just say you have to do this. But thank you. That's great. And yes, so Dia, I'm sorry, Mahmoud maybe says start with an advice and end with what appreciates what someone does there. So I just want to mention advice is uncountable.
Uncountable.
So we start with
Advice.
or start with some advice. So this is similar to the praise sandwich. Maybe you just add a compliment, you add a nice comment at the beginning as well. I think you all have some great thoughts there.
Yeah.
And have you ever given a critique, Seth?
I remember immediately I remember one time where I was surprised. When I was at university, I also took piano lessons, and my piano teacher was quite well known, and I was working on a piece of music by Schumann, a big piece of music, and she was also preparing this piece of music to perform, like to record an album, so like she knew this music super well, and she was giving a concert and she was playing that music at the concert, and she said, Seth, she gave me tickets to the concert and said, I want you to come and critique and tell me how I do. And I said, and she said, because she's told me she trusted my ears. She trusted what I would tell her, and I was like, oh my gosh, like wow, that's for me was a compliment.
Yeah, it
um,
is. Wow.
but and she even said, you know, the tick I had, she said, bring your music and sit with the music and mark in the music what I do wrong, what you don't like. I thought, oh, goodness. So there was and she wanted me to be very severe in
Mm.
my critique of her, which was strange because she was my teacher.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's amazing. It's
yeah, it was nice.
yeah. Okay, Ivana used to write reviews. Um, yes, you are right. It's not by, it's reviews probably of or even on. You can say reviews of is more
Mhm.
common, I think. Um,
Yeah.
and just the spelling, I want to give you the spelling of exhibitions here. So you'll see that in the comments after yours. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think a very interesting
Exhibitions.
job there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think sometimes it's fun to do that. Okay, Michaela also used to
Oh,
write
cool.
book reviews. Okay, yeah. So reviews
Nice.
are maybe a slightly more formal type of critique. Christina, a really nice comment here. In my
Mhm.
opinion, constructive critique is an opportunity to improve yourself. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, maybe if you take criticism well, that's how you can see it.
Mhm.
I know some people who don't take criticism well at all.
Yeah.
Find it difficult to have negative comments about or constructive comments about their performances.
Mhm.
But still, it does improve you. Yeah, great
Well,
point.
I'm looking ahead at our questions, and that kind of fits in with number 6, where there's also a nice vocabulary here. Sylvia, welcome, Sylvia. She's from our school.
Yeah.
um, have you ever received a negative critique? Was it nerve wracking? Um, and that's a nice expression that we have. So, a nerve wracking moment, something that makes you just feel very nervous. Um, I don't know if I've ever gotten I had a critique once at a job that made me angry because I disagreed, but um, I don't think I was nerve wracking, but
Yeah,
nothing racks my nerves too much.
yeah. No, I think no, I don't think I have either. Really, maybe some. This is related to stage fright again, possibly. Maybe the thought of doing something is nerve wracking, but
Mhm.
actually, it's okay when you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And the spelling of nerve wracking here, it's just with an R. If you read lots of texts, sometimes you can see it with a WR as well.
Yes.
Oh, and Ivana asks, what does rack mean? So we don't really use it as a verb alone. So it's a very old word in English that
Mhm.
just means to shake, to knock, so to shake something. So it's like someone has your body and is pulling your body apart. Yes. um, but I don't think the only other context I can think of when we use rack is rack. You can rack your brains if you can't think of something. If you're really
Mhm.
struggling to remember something, you rack your brains. It's like you
Mhm.
you shake your brain to find the answer.
Yeah.
But in other contexts, we don't use it. It's only in idioms, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. To rack your brains, to think a lot about something, but to the point of it's a lot of effort, a big
Yes,
effort to think of something.
absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we had some other nice comments of some negative critiques, some constructive critiques. Michaela, just one other thing about nerve-wracking. Because it ends in an ing, it's about the situation and not your feeling. So the moment is nerve-wracking. Okay, so I'm afraid, everyone, we are out of time for today.
It went fast, actually.
It
I
did.
looked at the clock and said, "Oh my gosh, that
I
was nice.
know,
Thank
I know.
you, you guys."
Yeah, thank you all, and I hope you have a lovely day. It's a nice start to it for us.
Yeah.
Okay, and please, if you have any questions, you can ask us or in another webinar as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll
Thanks
have
so
to
much, you guys.
finish there. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.